And next comment to Agiri.
Okay, thank you, Meredith. There is not much I know about Slovenia, but I think it is somehow, how do I say, related to Russian, or maybe some words are similar to Russian. Yes. Um, some culture may be also related to Russian.
Absolutely right.
What? Not correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's just my how to say. That's what I suppose. Yeah. That's my. The next, I popcorn to Amina.
Hi, Alona. Hi, everyone. My name is Amina.
Hi.
What I know about Slovenia is that its capital is Ljubljana. And yes, I agree with Agirim. I think Slovenian is very similar to Russian, probably because they belong to the same language group, as far as I know. So I'd like to know more about Slovenia, and that's why I'm here, actually. So, yes, that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. How can
It's
I pronounce?
Alenka.
Alenka, right?
Alenka.
Alenka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alenka. Okay, sorry.
You popcorn next to what person? To who?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know you have this function like popcorn. Let it be maybe Nikolai. I think yes.
I mean, I can do that. I can, because I haven't spoken yet.
Okay.
Thanks. Well, my name is Aitwar. Unfortunately, I haven't been to Slovenia, and somehow right now thinking what was my not first, but some introduction to Slovenia when there was a Europe or Football World Cup or something like that, qualification match between Russia and Slovenia, and then Slovenia won, if I'm not mistaken. So, and it was 2 rounds, and then Slovenia won and moved to the the next stage. So I remember that moment because I was sort of following football very much, and we were supporting Russia. So, and I remember the faces of people who were like disappointed that their like team didn't get through the stage. So, but it would be nice to learn more about Slovenia because I don't know much about culture, so it would be also nice to learn about maybe Slovenian food. And so let's go to Nilay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nilay. Yes, I had the chance to go to Slovenia, Ljubljana, the capital of the city, and Bohinj and Bled, Lake of Bled. I really loved Bohinj Lake because generally natives prefer to go there, to have a rest. But it was amazing. I really highly recommend. And next one, Amina.
No, I think already we did. So Alenka, yeah, is better.
Alenka, right? Yeah.
Alenka. So how does the screen sharing work? The presentation work?
Yes, I hope so. So, does it work?
Oh yeah, let's check.
Does it work?
No, unfortunately, we don't see. Yes. Yet, yeah.
Now?
Yeah, looks like, yes, we see your screen.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yes, everything is good. So,
Great.
great. So, sorry, for me, I need to sort of get used to pronouncing your name correctly. So, Alenka, so the stage is yours. So please tell us more about Slovenia and start your lesson.
Thank you very much, Aituar. And my apologies to everybody again for the mess. First of all, of course, the time difference. And secondly, yeah, my computer just died. And thanks God, I already saved the presentation somewhere else. Not the last version, but nearly. So I prepared the Slovene culture and language taste for you. Let me say that I'm very happy to have you. Thank you very much also to Alia, first of all, my dear friend, who invited me to do this presentation. I myself am from Austria because in Austria there is a Slovene minority. And my name is absolutely Slovene. It's very typical Slovene name. And what we see here is already the country map with a flag and the coat of arms. So the typical pan Slavic, let's say, colors are white, blue, and red, like the Russian flag as well. And from independence in 91, Slovenia has this flag with the coat of arms symbolizing the highest peak, the three-pointed peak, Triglav. The waves here are symbolizing the Adriatic Sea and the water of the country. It's a very water-rich country with many lakes like Bohin and Bled. Nilay has been there, also Alia. And of course, plenty rivers. And on top you can see 3 six-pointed stars. And this goes back to an ancient coat of arms from the late 15th century of the Dukes of Celje. So this is all represented in the flag of Slovenia. So location of Slovenia, you can see it's a very small country neighboring Italy in the west. In the north is Austria. In the northeast is Hungary, and southeast is Croatia, with a very little small part of coastline to the Adriatic Sea. So this is the location. Some consider it Central Europe, some say Central Eastern European countries. So here is the ethnogenesis of the Slovene nation, we can say, but also of all Slavic tribes, of course. They appeared approximately in the 5th century, you probably know, around Kiev. Of course, in the north here, we have learned that the first state established in the territory of USSR was the Kiev Rus. And some tribes went to south, some to west. And the Slovenes, of course, the Slavic, so-called Slavic tribes went towards Byzantia. The Byzantine chronicles named them first in the 6th century. They called them barbarians also. Also the Romans called them barbarians. And also Slavic or Slavenoi, the Greek name for all the Slavic tribes, let's say. So in the 6th century, more or less, they come here to the south, to the Balkan peninsula, let's say, and to the territory of Slovenia, nowadays Slovenia, Austria, also towards Germany here, but these are other tribes, of course. So they came here, and during the centuries, the territory of Slovenia was ruled, of course, by different empires, starting with the Romans, of course, before the slaves came there, the slaves or the Slavonic people came there. And during the Byzantine era, the Slavonic tribes came to the territory of Slovenia. So 6th century. Afterwards, they were ruled, nearly the whole of Europe. See, the whole territory here was ruled by Karl the Great, who is still giving the name for king, kralj in Slovene. In Russian, Karol, you probably know, right? Then later on, the reign went to the empire ruling nearly all of Europe was the Holy Roman Empire by German nation. Also, a very small part of Slovenia was ruled by the Hungarian crown. A small part in the south west, of course, at the coastline, was ruled by the Venetian Republic. And last but not least, of course, finally, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. And all these rulers, respectively, Slovenia was a crossroad of all these, let's say, tribes or nations which were not established yet there. But the cultural influence is very big by the Italians, the Croatians, the German culture, and Slovene, of course. In the 20th century, after World War I, the first state of the southern slaves was established, the so-called Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes in 1918. Afterwards, it was renamed to Yugoslavia, meaning South Slavic, Yugoslavia. After World War II, of course, Tito was then ruling, and it became a socialist federalistic system. But be careful, it was never part of the Warsaw Pact. So the country borders were open. We could always visit Yugoslavia. It was not part of Hungary, Poland, Czechoslovakia, and so on. They were absolutely closed. That was the so-called curtain, no? And in 1991, unfortunately, there was the Balkan War. After a very short war of 10 days, Slovenia became independent. Slovenia was very well prepared to become a sovereign state, whereas the war unfortunately went on for 4 more years in Bosnia, Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro, and so on. But the Slovenes were very, very well prepared, so they could start right over and establish their new state within 10 days only of war. So this is nowadays Slovenia. The country borders, you see neighboring countries, Italy, Austria, Croatia, Hungary, and the Adriatic Sea. As I told you, it was a crossroad of cultures and languages. And that's why, of course, it was very hard to make specific country borders, that is already dated back to World War I, right? But Slovene culture is nowadays not only in Slovenia, but also across the borders. Like me, I live actually here. Can you see that? That's already Austria. This is the area where Slovenes live in Austria. And we actually had in 1920 a referendum if this part, the southern part of Austria, would become a part of the newly established kingdom of Serbs, Croats, or Slovenes, or whether they want to stay with Austria. And we actually just had this 100 years of celebration to stay a part of Austria. We also have Slovenes here in Italy, in all this area. This is very mountainous area, then it becomes more hilly. And here's actually also the Gulf of Trieste. You have some Slovenes, some little spots here in Croatia, over here, and a very small part here populated by Slovene minority in Hungary. So Slovenes are spread a little bit, not only in Europe. Main reason, of course, was political reasons for escaping the area. Also economic reasons, of course, especially in the beginning of 20th century. A lot of Slovenes even left Europe. So they went overseas. Where do you think that Slovenes live nowadays? Outside from the country borders?
USA.
Yes, right. More guesses? No.
Maybe UK.
Canada.
UK, maybe only nowadays migrants.
Canada.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Canada.
And maybe Australia.
Sorry?
Australia.
Australia. Absolutely right. That's the classic. That's very classic. You're great. Very classic. Yeah. Like the white migration or diaspora, the Russians. The Slovenes also went to the US, to Canada, to Brazil, to Uruguay. A big minority is also in Argentina and Southern Australia. Of course, it's a bit spread all over Europe because Slovenia now is part of the European Union. But mainly the historic diaspora is in these parts of the world. So we have approximately 500,000 Slovene speakers out of the country, considering that the country itself is very small with 2 million inhabitants. It's quite a big part that we have Slovenes in all over the world, I would say. Okay. So let's get right into it. Just let me warn you, we will start now a little bit with the language. I will give a short introduction, specific, characteristics, I'd say, of Slovene. And then we will learn a few words, greetings, how to be polite, of course. And then to make it a bit more interesting, I will also give you, of course, I will show you some pictures, sites, celebrities, and so on. And after that, we will already test your competence of Slovene. So, first of all, Slovene is part of the South Slavic languages. Part of them is like, what would you say? Croatian, Serbian, of course, then Bosnian, Montenegrin, Macedonian, Bulgarian, right? And the Latin characters, why do you think we have Latin characters? What's the difference? I mean, there are Slavic languages, they have Cyrillic letters, and we have Latin letters.
Because it's the influence of the neighboring countries.
Okay,
Right?
more guesses?
Probably it's related to sounds.
Sounds? What?
No?
Okay, the first guess was not that bad, I have to say, but it's religion. Absolutely. Because, you know, throughout the centuries in medieval times, of course, religion played a very big role in all over Europe. So who gave religion ruled also like in any matter of life. And as Byzantines had Cyrillic letters, and the Orthodox Church wanted to stay with old rules and old traditions, they stayed with Cyrillic letters. And there was a split of the church of religion. So the second split was Rome, right? And the Roman Church decided, that was decisive, that all the Roman religion, Roman Church, let's say, people would get the Latin letters. So if you consider Serbian, for example, Serbia has Cyrillic letters. Why? Because they have the Orthodox Serbian Church. Even Greece has the Orthodox Church and has no Latin letters. Whereas Slovenia, or the territory of Slovenia, and Croatia, they were fidel to the Roman Church, and they got the Latin letters. It's a church and religion driven, I would say, phenomenon. That's actually, I mean, I didn't now do research historic, but it's very, very obvious. And if you study history, you know that religion was a state driver, and you had to pay contribution to the church, actually. So, okay, and specific letters in Slovene, of course, are the ch, sh, z, which you know from Russian, right? In Russian, you even have a more light version of the sh. We don't have that. We only have these with the specific, what is it? I don't know, a wave or something like that. We say hacek. It's called hacek, okay? Slovene language is very archaic. It's very old. Why we know that? Because it's very similar to the old church language. You have probably studied also about the church Slavic language, right? No? That was the origins of Russian language. It's nowadays used at church, in the Orthodox churches still. And it's very similar to that. It still preserved a dual form, which means that besides singular and plural, you have dual referring to two persons, two objects, and so on. And this is, of course, reflected in in the expression. So it's very easy. You can even say you can say, let's go for a drink, and it's instantly visible that you mean two people, the two of us, you and me, or the whole group, right? The first written language of Slovene is still preserved in some fragments. They are 1,000 years old. Later on, the first book, of course, in Slovene was the Bible. So translated from Latin into Slovene. That was during the Reformation times in 16th century. So Primož Trubar was the one to do the translation, and thanks to him, we have our first book in Slovene in 16th century. And what's also specifically Slovene is that you have a lot of accents. Some also say dialects. It is like each valley has its own dialect. Even when I moved to the village where my father built the house, I couldn't understand some words because they have specific words, right? And all over Slovenia, each valley has an own accent, own words, and so on. But at least there is only one written language, one standard language written-wise. Why I say that is you would say, okay, that's normal, no? You have one language, one standard written language, but I can tell you that's not always the case, right? Because, for example, in Austria, we have another minority is, for example, are the Croatians. And when they came to nowadays, the territory of Eastern Austria, 400 years ago, they established their own written language. They have, I mean, it's still Croatian, but it's a variety of Croatian, and they have specific grammar and specific words. We don't have that, at least something. We can understand each other. If somebody writes and speaks the standard language, we can easily understand each other. So, do you know any words in Slovene already? No. I get him?
Not, but I heard in some, some languages there are similar with Russian, like, for example, brat, something which means
absolutely, that's right. Brat is also Slovene.
I think it was from, and then what else? There are some more words like sklep, which means hope, but maybe it's different from.
That's different. Yeah. Absolutely. There are a lot of words very similar or the same, like in Russian. But you also have to be very careful about similar words, right? Because they might differ very significantly from the meaning in the other language. And one example is you probably speak Russian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, what's that? I'm sorry, I need it. What's that?
Classical music.
is that? It's my brother's computer. I have no clue where's that coming from.
Your brother has a good taste.
Where is that?
Maybe is it from a browser?
I'm actually searching, but I can't find it.
Maybe it's his alarm clock, you know. He set it on a particular time.
Maybe you're right. I hope so. I really, really hope so. So, okay. No. But you can see my screen, right? Where is that?
No, we can't see a screen. We see.
Presentation only.
I guess so. I mean,
We only see presentation.
yes.
You share with us like another type of screen.
I will just ask him to switch it off. Sorry.
Epic fail.
I mean, actually, I read that classical music improves language learning, so
Yes, yes, yes.
it's a good way for us after listening to some Slovenian, hear the classical music.
After or during?
Oh yeah, during. I mean, after the first part.
Интересно, на славянском, да, или на на славянском поется?
Okay, Hvala. So we learned. Thank you, Hvala.
Wow.
Hvala. Okay, let's start with greetings. Greetings. I think you can understand that, right? Can you see that?
Yes. Доброе утро.
Dobro jutro.
Доброе
So
утро.
instead of just saying dobrое in Russian, for example, we only say jutro. If you want to do the very brief version, right? Dobro jutro. Okay. Who wants to continue? Meruert is already with the
Добър ден,
Dobar dan, yeah.
лако ночко.
Lahko noč. It's like lahko noč, or like to say nighty night, nočko. Nočko.
Ночко. Сречно.
Srečno is like bye. But you see what I would like to point out that Slovenes, it's such a nice word. Sreća means luck. So good luck, like szczęśliwa. You know, that's why I did this, the symbol of luck too. Srečno. And Slovenes love to go to the mountains. They actually, some are running to the mountains. And you can hear all kinds of greetings there. It's here. Zdravo. Oh, sorry. See, I had the correction already, but as my computer died, sorry for that. Zdravo. It's not zdavo, it's zdravo. Okay. Which also means healthy. Zdrav. Zdravo and živio. Živio, you have to understand that živio is hi, but živeli is if you want to say a toast. Prost. Živeli. But živio. So, do you want to repeat, please? Because after all the sites and brands and celebrities, we will do already the test. So, you want to repeat?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
All together or just me?
If you want, yeah, please. Do you want to get your mics on?
Добро jutro, добър вечер, здраво, живьо, живели, добър дан, лако ночко,
Lahko noč or nočko.
лако ноч, сречно, среча.
Yeah, that's only to describe it or to give the meaning. It's just srečno. Next one.
I think I didn't try yet. Yeah. I think she tried.
Just try.
Долонок морал.
Окей. Добро jutro, добър дан, добър вечер. It's right. Lahko nočko.
Lahko noč.
Zdravo.
Lahko noč.
Lahko noč. Zdravo. Živio.
Živio.
I forgot. Živio. Živeli. Srečno.
Srečno. Very good. Nilay, did you learn all that when you were in Slovenia?
Unfortunately, no, but let's try. Добре jutro, хорошо. Добрый вечер, лако ночка, zdravo.
Lahko noč. Just if you either you say lahko noč, either you say nočko. Okay.
Ночко. Zdravo, živeli, sreća.
Srečno.
Srećno.
Srečno. And sorry for that. Zdravo is zdravo.
Zdravo.
Maybe
Zdravo.
you want me to correct it now? I can correct it now. No, I won't. Otherwise, it takes a lot of time. So, very good. Could you memorize it more or less? You're already already writing down, Meruet.
I'm watching my old writings from Croatian language. I'm trying to find similarity. It was also laku noć, like good night.
Yes.
Why is was or both, something like that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't really speak Croatian. It's Bog. They say Bog.
Bog. Yes.
Bog. Yeah. More or less. I mean, we also go a lot to the Croatian coast, for holidays. That's why we can also sometimes memorize a little bit the neighbor's language. And I have been dancing with a folklore group in Vienna. When I was studying in Vienna, I was with a Croatian group, folklore group, and we were dancing kolo. That's in a circle, right? They do circle dances, group dances, and I did that for 6 years. So a little bit of Croatian. I could memorize, but I never learned it properly, unfortunately. Maybe I will someday. Okay, let's go on then. So, okay, this is how to be polite. So first of all, please. Prosim. Then thank you. Hvala. I just said it to my brother. And sorry. Oprosti. In Slovene, it's the same like in Russian, that you have the formal and informal greeting, or direct. When you speak to somebody, you say V or T, right? And oprostite is the polite way to say it. Oprosti, oprostite. So it's your turn. Do you want to do it as a group? I think that's easier with 3 words.
Yeah, let's do it with the group.
Да. Окей.
Let's start, guys. Okay.
When to start?
1, 2, 3.
Просим.
Просим.
Хвала, опрости.
Простите.
Опрости или опростите?
Oprosti, if you're familiar with a person, or if you want to do it the polite way, it's oprostite. So Aliana is joining us. Hi.
Hi, I'm finally
You can-
able to.
Oh,
Actively
I'm so
participate.
sorry. There's your people have to have a lot of patience with me, because everything is very messy here, even in Austria.
I'm sure you did a wonderful job as usual. I know Alenka, she's my very close friend, and she's very, very modest. By the way, she speaks 7 languages fluently.
Blah, blah, yeah.
She speaks Russian fluently, and we want to also ask you to do a German lesson in the future. Who is to support me? Please say yes.
we didn't even stop.
Let's commit
Get
her.
to the end of this presentation, but we already had like music coming up.
I heard.
In some, I don't know.
I thought you started singing opera.
Yeah.
I heard that, and it was actually very loud in my class, so I had to put the volume down. No, it was wonderful. Actually, it's part of lessons also. It's good to put music on.
Okay, well, I really
Sorry.
hope nothing will come up more. No more surprises, please. So, Alia, you can be polite, please.
Просим, хвала, oprostite. I think I did it wrong.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Did she do a good job? Yeah, I think so. Okay, you already memorized everything? Memorize, because you know afterwards it will be a super annoying test.
I thought there will be singing involved.
Singing, maybe, yeah, if I can find it. I prepared before. I prepared everything so nicely, and then the computer didn't want to support me anymore.
We can always do another Slovenian lesson, you know.
Okay, before chit-chatting, continue to chit-chat, we will continue the class. So, very important in Slovenia is beer. So, who wants to start?
May
Mep? I get him.
Akmaral.
Okay. Akmaral, okay.
Одно пиво.
And now be polite.
Do
How would you
you
say, please?
Please, просим.
Woo! Prosim. Eno pivo prosim. You can be polite before or afterwards, as you wish. Prosim eno pivo or eno pivo prosim. Doesn't matter. You can, Slovene language always allows you to be polite. Okay, next.
Две пиви. 2 пива. Просим 2 пиви.
Super.
Рдеце вино.
Yeah, it's a bit another accent. It's rdeče vino, prosim. And then
Okay. Бело вино. Бело
Бело
вино. Просим
вино.
бело вино.
Mhm.
Бело вино. Вода.
So
Сок.
in Slovene, you pronounce it like it's written, vodo.
Воду.
Vodo.
Вода.
Vodo. Mhm.
Вода. Ой, вода. Then сок. Then chai or chai.
Very hard. Chai.
Chai.
Yes.
Chai. Then каво. Бело каво. Черно каво.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Let me read it for you. So maybe you can memorize a little bit the accent, which is a bit different from the Russian one. That's why I also had difficulties to learn Russian. So, eno pivo, prosim. Prosim, 2 pivi. Prosim, rdeče vino. Belo vino. Prosim, eno vodo. Prosim, sok. Čaj, prosim. Črno kavo, belo kavo. Okay?
Belo
So,
kavo
next
with milk?
one. Miruert?
Belo kavo is coffee with milk?
So črna kava is black
Black.
coffee and white coffee is bela kava.
But it means with milk, yes?
Yes, of course, yeah. But anyways, if you go to Slovenia, let me tell you, you can always say cappuccino. In any case, Slovenes do speak a lot of languages, especially English and German. A lot of people learn German. The elderly generation, of course, they learned Russian when it was still a socialist state, of course. But youngsters, nearly everybody, especially in tourism, speaks English. Even on the coast, I have seen menus in Russian, so also Russians come a lot to Slovenia. And Slovenes are quickly adapting. They were always adapting. They always were trading also with Austria, Germany, and so on. So they adapt quickly with languages, especially. So who wants to do next?
Maybe Amina, do you want to try?
Okay. So this fight, right? Eno pivo, 2 pivi, rdeče vino, bilo vino, vodo, sok, čaj, črno kavo, bilo kavo.
Wow, that's amazing. Really good, Aminia.
Thank you. Hvala, right?
Hvala. Yes,
Hvala.
hvala. Very good, really impressive. And somebody wants to repeat it, or do you want to go further?
How to say in plural? Две воды и две соки?
2 vodi, 2 soka.
Две
Sok is
вини? No? Или 2 вина?
2 vina,
What about chai? Два чая.
2 chaya.
Два чая.
Very Russian. Very
2 kavi. Sorry, Agarim.
Yeah, 2 чая просим sounds very Russian.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, просим 2 чая. It's kind of typical Russian phrase.
Yeah.
Maybe Aituar can repeat all these. Want Aituar?
Окей. Ено пиво, две пиви, рече вино, бело вино, воду, просим сок, чай просим, черно каво, било каво.
Bilo kavo, yes.
Bilo
Rdice
kavo.
vino. Very
Rdice
good,
vino.
Aituar. So welcome to Little Europe, Slovenia. Oh, Alia, do you want to repeat something? Come on. Don't be a chicken.
I am. I don't want to embarrass myself. Okay. Eno pivo, prosim. Eno vodo. Dve pivi. Dva soka. Rdeče vino. Dva čaja. Belo vino. Črno ili belo. Oh, there is belo kavo? Okay. Črno kavo.
It's bila kava. Eno bilo kavo. Dve beli kavi.
Dve beli kavi.
But for me, črno kavo, prosim. Hey, very good. Let's go on to say, oh. Who's next? Meruert. You want to read, please?
Yes. Kako si, kako sta, kako ste.
See, that's the very specific. Kako si, how are you for one person? Kako sta for two persons? In kako ste from 3 and more persons. Okay?
And where is the polite way is it when for two persons?
There's no such thing in this.
Okay.
I mean, of course, if you say kako si, it's na ty, na vy, kako ste. The polite thing, if you talk to one person and you want to be polite, kako ste.
Добро, хвала.
Dobro, hvala.
Hvala. Я всем из Австрии, Немчия, СДА, Казахстана.
Okay, so let me read it once more. It's kako si, kako sta, kako ste. Dobro, hvala. Jaz sem iz Avstrije. Jaz sem iz Avstrije. On je iz Nemčije. Ona je ZDA. In vi ste iz Kazahstana. Correct?
How did you say? Could you repeat the last? Is Vista?
Vi ste, you all are.
Vista is a country.
Yeah, iz Kazahstana. Vi ste iz Kazahstana. But also the polite form, of course, would be vi ste. So the plural is the polite form. Okay. Somebody wants to repeat, please? Remember, you have to memorize. Afterwards, I will only show the symbols or English words, and you will tell me the Slovene.
And could you please the full name of USA as ZDA?
Sorry?
How it will be the full name of United States of America? ZDA.
Združene države Amerike.
Ah,
Združene države Amerike.
And how do you say I'm from Slovenia?
ja sam.
Jaz sem iz Slovenije.
Okay.
Okay.
Ask question.
Yeah.
Slovenian people know about Kazakhstan. What did you say about Kazakh people, for example?
What they know about Kazakhstan?
Yeah, or maybe stereotypes you have about Kazakhstan.
I guess I don't need to tell you.
Okay.
We can
It's
guess.
always the same. Borat, especially with the second movie.
Okay. Do you like it?
Which one?
I don't know.
Which have you?
Borat. What do you mean? I didn't understand.
Do you like Borat?
Well, I watched it, I laughed, but I also find it disgusting. I don't know. I laughed a lot, but it's got nothing to do with Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
Okay.
of course, and also I've been living for 4.5 years in Kazakhstan, and when guests came over to visit, especially one friend, he was very disappointed that he couldn't find any man with mustaches. There was basically nobody
That's
with a
And
mustache.
he couldn't find anyone with such name because it's not Kazakh name.
Also, yeah, also, obviously. But anyways, I think it was the movie setup was in Romania or so. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really.
Why was he looking for a man with mustache? What did he?
Because
Anyway.
Borat has a mustache, and all the people there, all men in the movie, when Borat is still in his homeland, all men have mustaches. So he was watching for mustaches.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. Yeah. But what do you think about Borat?
I think it's very fun, but it's very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah. It's a bit hard to understand you.
Yeah, Girim, you actually have a bit of a like audio issue. Like some keywords you just blocked. So do you want to check up some of your tech? Maybe type your question or response. It's weird. It never was like this before. But Miruert, I think, wanted to add about Borat in the meantime.
Oh, honestly, I haven't seen any. I just heard that's all.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, we will have the chance to see a second movie of Sacha Cohen. But I think this reflects more the stupidity of American people, if I may say that. At least I read it on the newspaper. I don't know. He just wanted to let the world know that the American system is not the best one, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody. Okay, let's go on with Slovene. So we have here, let's go for breakfast, lunch, dinner, a drink. And here you see, it's super obvious. If I say greva, I mean me and you. One more person. If I say gremo, it means me and minimum 2 of you, or 3 or 5, I don't know, right? So That's very specific. So if I approach a group of people and I tell somebody greva, all the other will be excluded. So don't do that. Okay, greva, gremo na zajtrk, kosilo, večerjo, pijačo, or drink. So especially people in the capital love to use English words. They even say flat instead of the Slovene word for flat, for example. Okay, and griva na drink. So that's very the cool slang, you know, kind of. They use a lot of English words, German words, and so on. Actually, in history, scientists, Slovene scientists, had to get words from other Slavic languages to get rid of German words. Like, for example, I don't know, from Russian, Slovene have the word Slovar. Because, why? Because, let me explain to you. Slova is the word in Russian, but in Slovene, it's not slovo, it's beseda. So the right Slovene word for dictionary should be besednjak. But they took the word from Russian, so it's slovar, for example, or all these professions. Any words with the suffix tel, like uchitel, and so on. This is all from the Russian language, because Slovenes used to, I told you, Slovenia or the territory, because Slovenia didn't exist until the Yugoslavia or until 91. So on the territory, crossroad of cultures and languages. So it's very logic that they used a lot of Italian, German, whatsoever words, right? Okay. But they still, for example, they don't say computer. They say računalnik. They, you know, they try to establish their own words to avoid other languages. Like also Kazakh has to establish new words to describe or to say, I don't know, you know the thing. Okay, so Aigerim, do you want to start?
Yes,
Let's repeat that until
Can you
you
hear me?
memorize a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Greva, gremo na zajtrk, kosilo, večerjo, pijačo, drink.
Super. Nilay?
Greva, gremo, zajtrk, večerjo, pijačo, drink.
Pijačo. Yes, very nice. Pijačo. Okay, good. Meruet?
Greva, gremo na zajtrk, kosilo, večerjo, pijačo, drink.
Super, Alia.
Greva na zajtrk, kosilo, večerjo, pijačo, drink.
Greva. Greva, okay. Where is our guy?
Aituar.
So I was sort of looking for another person. gremo na zajtrk, kosilo, večerjo, pijačo, drink.
Super. And there was also, I can't see her.
Oh, and Amina.
Ah,
Gremo na zajtrk, kosilo, večerjo, pijačo, drink.
super,
Mhm.
Amina.
Gremo na zajtrk, kosilo, večerjo, pijačo, drink.
Yoo-hoo. Gremo. Let's go.
Yeah.
Gremo.
Okay, last one. So if you want to have directions, although you might not understand the answer, you might understand the pointing hand or so. So, excuse me, oprostite. This is polite, right? Because the informal one would be oprosti, right? Oprostite. Kje je kavarna, bar, restauracija, tržnica, supermarket, bankomat, železniška postaja, kje je flat? No, that's it joking. It's really very much Ljubljana accent or slang. Kje je flat? It's of course English. Okay, let's try to memorize that. Who wants to give us a taste?
You wanna go?
Aigerim once.
I was telling earlier, but okay, I can try. Oprostite, kje kavarna, bar, restauracija, trica, supermarket, bankomat.
Tržnica. Sorry.
Tržnica, sorry. Supermarket, bankomat, železnika postaja, flat.
Železniška postaja, yes.
Železniška postaja, flat.
Flat. Yeah. Before it's getting too boring, can everybody just repeat the first? Excuse me, where is just the upper part here?
All together?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oprostite.
Простите.
Кje
Kavarna.
Только две строчки. Only the first 2 lines?
Yeah. I think it's too much to memorize everything. But oprostite kje je. That's the most important. If you get lost somewhere, you need coffee, kava. You already know kje je kava or chai. Kje je chai. Chai. For Kazakhs, the most important thing. Okay. So now that you have done a very, very nice job, I want to show you some sites. So you can see here, Slovenia. It's also, some call it Little Europe, because if you want to have a taste of all of Europe, you can go to Slovenia because it's very small and you can see everything there, a little bit of everything. There's a lot of mountains. From Ljubljana, you can basically reach by car any point of the country, reachable by road, of course, within 1.5 hours. It's super small. It takes you like 3 hours to get through the whole country. It's got 20,000 square kilometers. If it doesn't tell you much, it's like not even 8,000 square miles, right? Nothing compared to Kazakhstan. Super small. In the north, you have basically the Alps and alpine climate. Most of the country has continental climate, and in the southeast you have the sub-Mediterranean climate. So 3 climate zones in such a small, tiny country. And you can visit the National Park of Triglav, the highest peak in Slovenia. It's almost 3,000 meters high. There's the national park. There's also the ski jumping slope of Planica, if you someday followed it. You can ski there, of course. Then you have wine in the northeast, and in the western part towards Austria and Hungary, and also to Italy. There's very nice hills. I will also show you some pictures of these places. You have thermal baths in the east. You have a very big ancient forest. Actually, like half of the territory is covered by forests in Slovenia, very green, but also very water rich, as I told you before. And you have, why is the lion?
So,
Lion means Venetian Republic, the Marcus Lion. Well, on the coastline, I told you, you have some cities which were established by the Venetian Republic, and that's why you have this very nice Venetian architecture. Actually, Alia went from here, from the Slovene coast, by boat to Trieste, right?
Yay!
Very
Yes.
nice. Okay, and last but not least, of course, Ljubljana, the beloved one. Ljubljana is the beloved one. So that's the capital, Ljubljana. And from here, it's a super nice starting point to visit any place. In the north of Ljubljana, you have the international airport also.
what does
Okay.
mean Dinarides?
Sorry?
What does mean Dinarides?
What was that?
It was written Dinarides.
That's also a mountain range in the southeast, right? It's going towards Croatia. It ends in Croatia. That's like the Alps. They are in the north. In southeast, there are the Dinarians. It's a mountain range.
But the word, what does it mean? Dinarides. Oh, just the name.
Just, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
In Slovene, it doesn't mean anything, but I mean denar, but I don't think that has something to do with the Dinarian mountains. Denar is money, but it doesn't mean that. I don't know.
In Yugoslavia, you have currency something, dinar.
Dinar, yes, absolutely, yeah. It's but the original meaning of the word, I honestly don't know. I think the
It sounds
dinar.
a bit Turkish.
Sorry?
It sounds a bit Turkish.
Maybe because, you know, the Ottomans came to the gates of Vienna. So even my grandmother, she always said, be afraid, take care, be afraid of the Turks, because she obviously remembered the time of the 7th century. I don't know. Sorry, you will have to look it up. Same with I don't know, forint in I know the origin of forint, it comes from Florence, because the name and the banks were established first by Medici in Florence, right? And the Hungarians still name their currency after that. You have here Triglav National Park, very nice nature, 3,000 meters high peak. And that's actually the Triglav National Park is very close to Bohin. In the south of the mountain range is Bohin, where Nilay has been, right? So let's go on. Here is the northeast part of Slovenia, is the hilly region with the vineyards. And guess what? Here you can read Jerusalem. This village is called Jerusalem. Why? Because cruisers wanted to go to Jerusalem. And the legend says that they found such nice, tasty wine in these hills that they decided to stay there. And that's why Slovenia, in the northeastern part of the country, still has this village called Jerusalem. Next one. Guess what is that? That's the sea, of course, Adriatic Sea. And this is one of, I would say, one of two very Venetian cities in Slovenia on the coastline. The coastline is really small. It's only 50 kilometers. And it also includes a big port. So half of it's already industrial or so. And there are some salines to get salt. But this is Pirano. Alia has been here, and we have been here on Tertini Square and wandered around these small, little, tiny roads where no cars pass. Okay, and actually, this archangel, it predicts more or less the weather or so. Yeah, corresponding to the direction where it goes, there will be nice or bad weather.
And guys, I just want to add to Alenka's point. When we're allowed to travel, I highly recommend Piran because it's absolutely beautiful and there are not many tourists. And you get the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. Alenka, thank you for the experiences and everything. It was just an amazing trip to your childhood spots.
Thank you. Yeah, it is amazing. It's absolutely recommendable, and I'll give you also a link then for, I don't know, travel organization and so on, more infos of Slovenia. And of course, you're very welcome to contact me. Anybody who comes to Slovenia and wants to meet me, I'll be your guide.
She's the best guide.
Hello.
So let's go on. This is the beloved one, Ljubljana, the beloved one. So also the river is called Ljubljanica, small Ljubljana, Ljubljanica. And on the river banks, you can see you have promenades, you have a lot of people, and there's a lot of cafes, restaurants, and so on. It's super picturesque. And what we can see here is the three bridges. Basically, the whole course of Ljubljanica and the three bridges and a big part of the city center was constructed and planned by an architect called Plečnik. And Plečnik was a scholar of a Viennese architect, Richard Wagner. So it's a lot of secessionist style from Vienna, which came to Ljubljana also in the beginning of 20th and end of 19th centuries. And what you can see here green is a statue of the Slovene Pushkin. the Slovene Pushkin is called Prešern, and he actually lived simultaneously with Pushkin. It's the same thing. Both are romantic writers, I guess, or poets, and he also wrote the Slovene anthem. And about the Slovene anthem later on, because I just love it. It's the best anthem, I think. It includes anything I love. If you would go further on, you'd come to the Dragon Bridge, the market, the fish market, and so on. And on the right side, here you can see that's the old city center, and it's on the footsteps of the castle hill. So they have a castle right at the city center here. And what I highly recommend in Ljubljana is a boat tour, because from the boat everything's a bit different, right? And there are many boats who do these touristic tours through the city. And here, Bled, Bam, Nilay, remember?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. It's a very nice view from up, from the castle and the lake of Bled. And here is a little island with a church on it. My uncle actually got married there in the 80s, I think. Super beautiful. That's, yeah, one of the classic landscapes, and most of the tourists go there. But of course, even more beautiful is Lake Bohinj, which is not so touristic like Bled. But why I chose Bled here is because, first of all, it's much more popular, it's more known all over the world, and then there's also a school of management, an international one. And at Bled Lake, they also, the Park Hotel invented a very typical Slovene sweet, and that's the bridge to food. So in Bled was established the Kremšnita, cream, a lot of cream. It's vanilla cream with more cream on top, absolutely fat-free, I assure you. No. Very rich, of course, and very tasty. And on the top side and the lower part, you also have puff pastry, of course. Then very Slovene is strukli. It's like rolled dumplings somehow. They are steamed, not cooked. And it's stuffed with fresh cheese, and you can have them like sweet or salty, as you wish. I mean, they're all a variety of these, also dark and with nuts and with chocolate and blah, 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 as you wish. You can find a variety of these. That's very Slovene. And here you have potica, that's also sweet. That's stuffed with, let's see, nuts, raisins, cinnamon, of course. You can imagine it like a giant cinnamon. And then, of course, Slovenes love meat. They have a lot of sausages, a lot of pork. These are called greaves, I think, in English. It's like fried pork pieces somehow, and they love to put them anywhere. So be careful. If anybody doesn't eat pork, will maybe have a hard time in Slovenia, because they love to put it into cabbage, to the potatoes. This is radish. Yeah, and then kranjska klobasa. It's from northern Slovenia. It's also very popular in Vienna. Vienna is still somehow the capital of Europe, I'd guess, of the empire, the Austrian Empire, which of course, Slovenia was a part, and they still love this. Only they have it with cheese inside. So all these melted cheeses coming out then. Yeah, horseradish. This is Jota. You will get this on mountain huts, usually. On mountain huts, Slovenes love to go to the mountains. They run up there. I already told you, very sporty nation. And Jota is more or less a soup with cabbage, sausages, potatoes, and maybe also beans somehow. Then another very rich dessert is prekmurska gibanica. This is from the northeast, bordering to Hungary. And I tell you, if you eat this, you don't need any main meal or so, because it's really stuffed with anything you can find. It's poppy seeds, it's fresh cheese, it's raisins, it's nuts, it's apples, and of course, on the top layer is puffy pastry again. So very rich. Well, and I added, of course, I love fish. And when we went to Piran, we had a very, very big plate of fish and frutti di mare, everything. So, of course, that's a must-have on the seaside. And especially calamari, you can get them fried from the grill, stuffed, blah, any kind. Okay, that's basically more or less the food of Slovenia. But you will see, if you want to know more, you can always go to the link, slovenia.info. That's the tourist information. You can get there anything, recipes, I don't know, information about festivities, traditions, anything about Slovenia. Let's go on. Here we have the celebrities. You probably don't know them. Franci Prešeren, the Slovene Pushkin anthem, you know. And the Slovene anthem is a toast, I tell you. Then Slavko Avsenik. It's very traditional Slovene music. And he got so popular nearly all over Europe, but especially in Germany, in Switzerland, in Austria. Super popular. If you want to, and if you have time, we can then listen a little bit. This is, guess who? The Slovene president. Not prime minister. Prime Minister congratulated Trump to the victory. Pahor, Borut Pahor, nice person, didn't do that in advance. He is also a former model. So before he was prime minister, and he was not really popular as a president in this representative role where he doesn't do many decisions, but just posing and so on. He's super popular. And then, most famous, ta-da! Melania Trump, ex-first lady of the USA, is born in Slovenia. But she doesn't want much to have to do with her homeland, obviously, because when she became first lady, Slovenia, of course, instantly approached her. Congratulations, but let's do some common, I don't know, advertisements, blah, blah, blah. They wanted to use her for promoting Slovenia, and they didn't succeed. She said, no. But back to our beloved Borut Pahor. He has an Instagram account and does a lot of photos and so on. So once he did a photo here, and this got so popular by the Slovene people that they called this pose after his name Boruting. So the whole nation started Boruting. One more hardcore, boruting, and even a cat boruting. Okay, you can see it's a funny nation. And some more celebrities. I don't know if you know these. This person, for example, Tina Maze, she won the World Cup twice. So she was a big skier, but then, of course, with age, she stopped. And I think she started her own restaurant and so on. And of course, being a celebrity, not really hard. Here you can find a picture of Planica, this ski jumping slopes in the northwest of the country, near to Triglav, the highest peak. And again, very sporty nation, a marathon. And guess who's that? That's my father with President Borut Pahor. He's also running. So, sporty nation. And let's go for, see, have you seen Radenska's already here? 3 hearts. That's mineral water. Here are several Slovene brands. I don't know if you can recognize any of these. Does anybody know anything of these?
KRKA, is it the pharmaceutical company?
Yeah, Krka. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the only one I know.
Wow. Yeah. I actually, I actually knew somebody working for them. Yeah, they are producing generic medicine. Yeah. So copy paste, cheaper. Gorenje, I know exists in Kazakhstan. It's chicken facilities. Kitchen. No chicken. Kitchen like fridges and stoves and such things, Gorenje. Radenska, actually, mineral water. Then Bar Cafe, of course, my favorite cafe. Coffee. Then, of course, it doesn't grow in Slovenia, but they still produce it and have their own brand. Tomos is, as far as I know, a motorcycle producing company. Elan, very important. Elan, skis and snowboards. My first snowboard was an Elan one. And also, if you follow World Cups and so on, the Slovenes always have Elan. Of course, they can't get rid of it. No Atomic, no Rossignol, Fisher, Elan. And Pipistrel, actually Elan also produces yachts. I saw once. We had an excursion there and they do yachts. And Pipistrel is a very funny name.
It's like Italian pipistrello.
Pipistrello, yes, it's more or less, yeah, it's from the Italian, but it's a producer of light aircrafts. Light aircrafts, is that right? Yeah, these, small ones. And Krka, of course. So these are the brands, the most known ones. I wanted to add the beer, which is very important, but unfortunately, see, my computer didn't want me to show you. Now that we know so much of Slovenia, let's repeat quickly. Good morning.
Добро
Доброе
утро.
утро.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good day.
Добрый день.
Dobar dan, yes. Good evening.
Добрый вечер.
Добрый вечер.
Dobar
Вечер.
Yeah. And good night.
Лока ночь.
Lahko.
Лаха ночь.
Yeah.
It's like lahko means light, a light night, meaning easygoing. Lahko noć. Then hi.
Zdravo.
Yay! Very good. And another one. Another one. Živio.
Živio.
And bye.
Srećo.
Srećno.
Srećno.
Srećno. Jej, dobro jutro, dober večer, zdravo, živio, dober dan, lahko noč, or nočko, srečno.
Просим. Просим.
Просим, хвала.
Hvala.
And,
Yay! And oprostite. Oprostite. You're great. You're fit to travel to Little Europe. And now?
Eno pivo.
Next one.
Dve pivi.
Somebody else?
Две пиви.
Yeah? Wine, red wine.
Bijelo vino.
Bilo is here. And here? What? The red one?
Zrećo.
Rdeče. Yay! This is easy.
Vodu. Sok. Čaj.
Čaj.
Črno.
Черно.
Bijelu kavu.
Crno bilo kavo. You're great. Amazing. Yay. Crno bilo kavo. How are you?
Kokosi.
tasty something.
Kakosti.
Kokoste. Kokosta.
Kakosti.
Yay, kako, yes.
Kako.
Yes, wow, you're amazing. Or did you just read your notes?
No.
I'm not
Kakosti, kakosta, kakoste. Yes. And good thanks.
hvala.
I also remember one cow. Hvala. Good.
Good?
Dobro.
Oh,
Yay. I'm so proud of you. And I am from.
Yazem.
Some is.
Yes. Wow. Wow. Good. Yes.
That's because you're a good teacher.
Yeah, of course. You're just smart people. Let's go for
Grevo gremana.
Griva Gremo. Yes. Yes. Who's the best student here? Who's always saying-
Miruer.
But I don't remember the rest.
Miruert. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Griva Gremo. Oh, I didn't ask that, right? But the most important thing is Gremo na drink. I think everybody can memorize that.
And
And
because of
remember
I'm with German, I drink.
Something like Italian, piacio. To like.
Sorry?
I can remember easily piacio drink than other words here.
Piaccio. Yeah, good. Piaccio. Very Slovene. And now, again, you already know that, right?
Oprostite.
Or informal,
Oprosti.
oprosti. Yay! Great. Where is A or D? Where is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yay.
Kia. Very good. Amazing. So where would you like to go?
Bar.
Bar. Bar. Kie bar. Kie
Yeah, bar.
bar. That's great. I promise you, if you come here, we go to the bar. Gremo u bar. So, and now I wanted you to, to have a look at the anthem. I told you, Prešern wrote the anthem, and I just love it because it starts with wine, with friendship, and ends with freedom, liberty, good neighborhood. Amazing, right? So see, žive naj vsi narodi, ki hrepene dočakat dan, da kodar sonce hodi, prepir iz sveta bo pregnan. Da rojak prost bo vsak, ne vrag, le sosed bo mejak. Alia, do you want to read the English version? Because it's heart touching.
God's blessing on all nations who long and work for that bright day, when over earth's habitations no war, no strife shall hold its sway, who long to see that all men free, no more shall foes but neighbors be. Wow, beautiful.
Yay! Isn't that amazing? And it actually starts with Prijatelji obrodile so vince trte nam sladko. So friends, the wine has brought us sweet, the vineyards have brought us sweet wine. Isn't that amazing? I find it's the best anthem ever, anywhere.
Alenka, actually, we often say that our language mixer anthem is John Lennon's Imagine. I think now we're going to change it to Slovenian anthem, right, guys?
Oh, no, you can't cancel John Lennon. That's no, but I think what Prešern wanted to tell us is more or less the same like John Lennon wanted to tell us, I guess. I think so. So here for the corrected version was much nicer. I had a photo and so on, but unfortunately I just say hvala, thank you very much. And just wanted to give you these two links. So I already told you slovenia.info is for any information about Slovenia. You can really find anything there. And the second link is really nice. Slon is elephant, but slow, it's actually slow online is an online learning course. So you can register there and can even choose the language of reference. Like, I don't know if there's Russian, but English in any case, and a lot of other common languages. And you can get started. They also have very nice, short, small video clips about the language, about the sites, and so on. I mean, you learned already a lot today, but you can look them up. And to give you another taste of Slovenia, we have to... Come on! Go away. See, another taste is Slovene folk music. Can you hear it?
Yes.
No.
So that is to make the closure. It's Modriani, and they are super. They got a crazy success with this song. It's saying TTT. Obviously, you are my flower. You are the queen of my heart.
Ты моя рожица, it's my queen of my heart.
No, Rožica is flower.
Ah.
You are the flower, the queen of my heart. So, well, to give you a little more spirit of Slovenia and folk music, I mean, we have balls nearly each weekend starting from November until March or so. But unfortunately now we have another lockdown. Actually, as of today, we have a hard lockdown in all of Austria.
I have a question. How will be in Slovenian yes and no?
Ja, ne.
Yeah. Ne.
You can also say da, like in Russian, but usually they say ja, ne.
In Kazakh also almost yeah.
Ja, ne. Very easy. And as I told you, if you go to Slovenia, you will almost for 100% find people who talk English, because they have no synchronization of films, movies, and so on. They watch any languages. Usually they watch in English, Spanish soaps, and so on. And yeah, they're very good with languages. You will be surprised.
Alenka. Okay, first of all, we're going on a record right now because this is almost 2 hours, and this is a really big surprise that everybody's still online and everybody actually actively listening. That is credit to you as a teacher. No, come on. We didn't want to leave, right? It was really interesting. And I was really amazed with the level of preparation, and you made us fall in love with Slovenia. Well, I was already in love because I saw it and I heard a lot about it, but I'll let everyone else get a chance to thank you now. Before we leave, I think, I don't know, Aituar or Agrim, you take the lead on the photos and the technology we need to do, the photo and the video.
Katya?
Yes, I do if people, I don't know if people can hear me. Guys,
Yes,
can you hear
Agrim,
me
we can
well?
hear you, yes.
Okay, cool. Now we have a good chance to thank Alenka, and we have her, so I say today,
Agrim,
with
you're breaking out.
There is some with sound.
Yeah.
There is some problem with the sound again.
Okay.
Would you like me to take over, or Aituar?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Guys, you know the drill. I think Akmaral, you've been there when we did it before. So, and obviously the rest of you guys. So today we had an incredible lesson with Alenka, and we want to say to her, Amina joined. Wait. Amina joined us.
By the way, I'm sorry. Can we repeat? And Alenka, may I ask you to stop sharing? That way we sort of see the whole screen.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, if you stop sharing, then we'll see the faces, and
There
it
is
will
a
be
red button.
even better. Yeah.
There is a red button somewhere on top. If you try to click. Did
Yes,
it work?
yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you very
Amina is here, right? Amina, are you here? Can you switch on your video?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just talked to
Perfect timing.
someone on the phone. That's why I had to.
No.
go out temporarily. I'm here.
Perfect timing, because we're actually recording a thank you, and you also know the drill. So let's do this again. We already had a rehearsal, and this is our chance to, say from the bottom of our hearts a thank you to Alenka. And everybody remembers how to do it in Slovenian, hopefully. So if we're ready, I can start. So today we had a lesson of Slovenian language and cultural excursion, actually, to Slovenia with Alenka. And we want to say to her from the bottom of our hearts.
Hvala.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody. I was amazed by the talent. Thank you for understanding. I'm sorry for any inconvenience today. Really sorry, and I hope you enjoyed. And all the best wishes. Take care. Stay healthy in these bit difficult times. I wish you a lot of uplifting, positive energy. All the best, and I hope to see you here in Europe, little Europe. Okay, take care.
Thank you, Alenka.
Everybody.
We hope to see you back here as well, online.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Rechno, adio.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Hvala.
Bye.
Ciao.
Пиши за